Is the phone good to go?
Yeah,
Great. Thanks, Renee. Okay, I'm going to call to order the Troy Industrial Development Authority monthly board meeting. It is May 30th, 2024. It is 10:07 a.m. We have Josh Chapone, Sue Farrell, and Randy Coburn not here today. The other members are in attendance. We're going to start with introductions. I guess that's
the thing we do.
That must have been a carryover from the last meeting.
Yep.
We're going to move on to approval of the minutes from, do you want to start with the December minutes today?
Can we approve the December
Or
minutes?
is there enough people here to approve?
Do we have any minutes?
It was also from December, so I think the reason we couldn't approve it last time was because we didn't have enough people for quorum that were here in December. I think we do today.
But I didn't think we got the minutes.
Oh,
An email.
Yeah, they were in the email. Yeah.
they were in the email?
I thought we got only the financials and the agenda.
From December.
So that's who was present. So we have
John, two are not here.
No, we don't have enough people. Okay,
Okay.
we'll go do it again next month. Or they might just be in the ether for a while. Okay, so now we're going to go to approving the minutes from the March 27th, 2024 meeting. Yeah, everyone here was at that meeting. So do we have any comments or anything to fill in? Otherwise, it was myself, Albert, Stephanie, Natasha, and Ryan. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion.
Ryan?
I'll second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
And no one that is absent is abstaining from that. Okay. On to the executive director's report. Are you, or do they can fill in on any updates from that? Or is there anything we can skip straight to the new business?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing to say is that there's a pilot out there that we're waiting to close on, which is the folks from Bluestone, at the Gurley Apartments. We haven't heard back from them. They were supposed to be getting us some information, and I haven't gotten it yet. So the assumption here is that they still want to go forward, but the closer we get to them being complete, the less it makes sense.
Okay. And we're going to close the executive director's report. Let's move on to new business. We're going to bring back up the annual meeting resolution for the governance committee selection and Paris report. Danae and Randy went through a number of findings in that report. If it's worth just doing an overview of that. Danae? Do you have any comments or anything?
I have no comments.
No comments, okay.
So, well, hold on. So
It's the same report that we presented at the other meeting. That
just be aware, so the Hendrick Hudson and some of the other places are struggling at the moment because they have not had replacement tenants for some of their larger tenants. So it's been a bit of an issue as people have moved out of second to fourth floor upper commercial spaces above retail usually. Like in our downtown, a lot of those places have not gotten filled back in. And so that obviously hurts their ability to count job numbers. And so we're seeing sort of the office market sort of waft a bit in the wind, and it's been a little tough. But at the same time, I think you're going to see someone like the Hendrick Hudson and Bonaccio come through to probably come up with a plan to stabilize the building so it's not hemorrhaging money, and there might be another pilot at some point maybe in front of this board. So because they understand they can't continue without making their job numbers.
Are they behind
On
the pilot?
they're not behind on the pilot, they're paying it, but they can't keep up.
Yeah. But they're converting, I've been told they're converting the space in there to apartments.
They're going to be before planning board to do that. That's something we got to talk about with them.
So the items for this resolution today, you'll notice it's kind of there's some things crossed out because we covered that previously. So it's specifically The governance committee, which is, Albert, Sue Farrell, and Stephanie, were elected to those positions. So there's that item. And just the approval of the parish report, based off of like that report that Randy sent out, in an email that will be added to the minutes for everything, but with the, specifically looking at the number of jobs retained. So those are the only two items that were,
When did you send the Paris report?
Yeah.
That was like 2 months ago.
Yeah,
Oh, it did?
yeah, I sent the parish report with
After the last meeting?
We had it at the last meeting.
Okay.
He sent a sheet to Jeff and Dylan, because we had gone through the job numbers, he wanted to look at them more closely to see who met the goals and who hadn't.
To fill in the missing.
There was nothing missing from the one in March. I don't know what.
Oh, not the Paris report, but,
Correct.
okay.
yeah, there's 100% compliance with report submissions and 73% compliance with the job numbers reported, as in, like, most of these are someone with posting 2 jobs and have 1.
It's the backup material, so like, right, like something supporting their job numbers. We had 73%, that's 29 out of 40 are providing the backup materials for their job numbers.
But you sent that out with the March attachments, right?
Yes.
In there? I don't know if I still have it.
So we can approve the parish report, and we can motion for that.
Yep.
And the governance committee, or if there are more questions about the parish report, I don't know how much longer that can wait on that, but like, that's something we can still split this. We're doing 2 specific things on this, resolution.
Just to accept it and then. Is that correct?
Does anybody want to, look more at the parish report, see anything else? Is there anything that we can go over, or do we have a motion to?
Yeah.
Randy and, Zane, Justin, and myself find it substantially complete, but if there's further questions or anything to go over, we can do that now before approving it.
If it hasn't changed and you've reviewed it after the fact, again, since March meeting, I'm good. No, I think so. I agree.
Okay. So the motion is for the governance committee with, Albert, Sue Farrell, and Stephanie, and for the parish report. Do we have a motion to approve?
So move.
Thank you, Sue. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Natasha. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. And we just have, Randy, Josh, and Sue absent.
I'll take Randy, oh, no, he's on the board here.
No, sorry, not voting. Yeah, just Josh and Sue. Okay, we're gonna move on to the Main Street TA grant funding request, which is, we go down to the pages. I'm a little more unfamiliar on this one, if Danae or Dylan can chime in on this one.
I can speak to it, but Danae deserves all the credit. This is a CFA that was put in last year to conduct a Main Street study of a very concerted block, or 2 blocks in Lansingburg. What it basically involves is hiring a SORC architect, somebody who can come in and sort of look at a neighborhood or a couple buildings on a neighborhood, a very smaller scale, I should say. And they will help us put together a redevelopment plan. And there you take that plan and then you apply for another CFA, which we will hopefully be doing this year. So that will potentially put you in line to get additional funds to actually implement the plan that you put forward. And so the city has, we've already put out an RFP, we've got our selected contractor that we're working with. But the hope here is that the IDA will chip in the match that we need to be able to do that. This is something that was discussed last year, probably about a year ago at this point, before the CFA was actually submitted back when Steve was still here. The plan is from there to reach out to a group of developers who are already in the area of Lansingburg and to talk to them about creating a way to help invest in the community in the actual downtown area of Lansingburg, because they already have projects that will benefit from that, and they're all concerned to some degree about the actual sort of commerce and some of the retail activity and some of the commercial activity that's in Lansingburg, they want to see that come back. So this is the way to do it block by block. And this really came from Danae's vision and her hard work putting together the CFA herself. And she's just done a marvelous job with this. So I wish you would talk about it instead. So it's okay.
And this resolution would be for, what's the amount on the
The
fund?
matching funds.
$28,000. That would, go to Clinton Brown Company Architecture for this work.
Right, so they're gonna add us to the contract as opposed to us having to enter into an agreement with the city. So the IDA will get billed directly for the match portion of the bill.
And hopefully there'll be some IDA projects to come out of it.
There should be.
Yeah. Are there any questions or comments on this, or do we have a motion to approve the funds?
Yeah, are most of these buildings vacant or just a commercial space?
So, what's the exact block again, Danae?
115.
Along, Yep.
Second.
so it's a mix of vacant land, some vacant buildings and some occupied buildings. But it's in the historic district that was recently set up. So it's a good case study for how to piece together different, incentives and sort of programs we have currently to renovate a space that might not currently have the value to be able to mortgage and do it that way. So this is sort of an important step for us just to be able to get our arms around how do you do some of these smaller projects in this kind of macro climate of high interest rates and high costs.
I mean, just from living one block up, a lot of the storefronts are vacant, but I know there's a lot of
Yeah.
people in the buildings.
Right.
So this isn't River Street, this is,
Second half.
okay, yeah, okay, all right.
It's like where the old hot dog Charlie,
Right,
that
that's what it was.
section.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like, that building is definitely vacant because
Yeah.
it's got a big red X on it, but there's a lot of people on that street. There's a lot of, all the commercial space is pretty much vacant,
All right.
with maybe one or two. I mean, Verdial's is like a staple, it's right there on the corner, but that's about it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Do you have any preliminary, designs yet?
No,
No.
but that should be coming soon enough because they need to get an application in for the CFAs this year. That's what they're striving to do.
Yeah, there's no graphics, I mean, there's a lot of case studies they provided in the overview, but nothing specific for this project.
It'll be included though in the submission that they do for the CFAs. We can share that with for the next meeting.
And what was the total cost?
20,000 almost?
Okay, all right,
So I think it's a 50-50 match.
yeah.
Between the city and the IDA, right?
The city's not,
Or who's the other?
it's the grant itself.
Yeah,
So-
Grant, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Any other questions or comments for Dylan or Danae while we got them? If not, do we have a motion to approve the funds?
Motion.
Thank you, Ryan, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Albert, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? We just have the two absences. Great. That is, sorry, I gotta keep scrolling up and down. Old business, that concludes new business. I don't have anything for old business. Nothing to do on that.
Justin's working on some closing, that's basically it.
Yeah. So on to financials with Matt.
Our first report statement of financial position, as of April 30th, we had total assets of $1,327,936, with $1,213,071 of that in cash, with total liabilities of $268,602, which left us with a fund balance of $1,059,334. There were no significant changes in statement of financial position for the month of April. And lastly, we have the statement of financial, or the statement of activity. For the month of April, we had a surplus of $7,431. Most significant source of revenue was the application fee from Blue Iron Construction, and the largest expense are the monthly accounting fees.
Thank you, Matt. Any questions for Matt, or do we have a motion to approve the finances?
Yeah, I just, there was a receivable and a payable.
Yeah, the receivable is mainly Cookie Factory with their,
Really?
pilot late fees.
Yeah. Has anybody talked to them, or?
They've been getting late notices every month.
Yeah.
They're, supposedly working on a restructuring of their debt, so.
So the whole amount was for Cookie Factory?
Yes.
Okay. Well, and the payable?
Payable were, pilot payments that we have received, not yet remitted to, their jurisdictions as of the end of April.
Okay.
They have been remitted in May.
All right.
Expired, thank you.
Anyone want this?
Do a motion to approve? Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay. We're going to motion to adjourn the IDA meeting. Anybody?
I'll move.
Thanks, Sue. Second?
Second.
Tasha, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, on to CRC. Okay, I'm gonna call to order the Troy New York Capital Resource Corporation Board of Directors meeting. It's May 30th, 2024. It's 10:23 a.m. We have all board members except for Sue Farrell and Josh Cohn present, and our executive director is not here. And we are going to start with the approval of the minutes from the March 27th, 2024 board meeting. That is myself, Albert, Stephanie, Natasha, and Ryan. Do we have a motion to approve? Thank you, Ryan. We have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Natasha. All in favor?
Aye.
And no opposed. Okay, we're going to move on to executive director's report, or since we don't have Randy here, we can go straight to new business, unless there's anything pressing that he left with us. Nope. So on to new business. We've got a, same as the last meeting, an annual meeting resolution for the governance committee selection. This is, again, 2 items. Specifically, the governance committee, which is Albert, Sue Farrell, and Stephanie, and the, is it in here for the Paris report?
No, we already approved this.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, we already approved that. There's just section 10. I didn't see that. That's,
The only thing you tabled was the governance committee.
yeah, I think, sorry, it's just the governance committee that must make a mistake. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Sue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. And just our 2 absences. Great. And we're going to move out of new business straight to old business, which I don't think there's anything.
Nope.
And we're going to go back to financials with Matt.
First report, statement of financial position. As of April 30th, we had total assets of $387,775, with $172,775 of that in cash. We had total liabilities of $9,684, which left us with a fund balance of $378,091. There were no significant changes to the statement of financial position. And our last report is the statement of activity. For the month of April, we had a surplus of $509.37. Most significant source of revenue was our interest income from our bank accounts, and there were no expenses for the month of April.
Cool. Thank you, Matt. Any questions, or do we have a motion to approve the finances?
Motion.
Thank you, Ryan. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Nope. And straight to adjournment. This is a quick one. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Ryan. Do we have a second?
Second.
Sue, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.